Mapeh day, my dear grade 9 Mapeh learners. Welcome to our live session for our discussion of our topic related to health. And we are going to have for this session concentrating on discussing the topic on health, which is unintentional injury. So, this will be the last part of our health topic on first aid unintentional injuries, and the first phase for the topic for fourth grading would be concentrated on intentional injuries. Okay, for this session, thank you for those who came earlier for this session. Let me check it out, our chat live here. Again, for those who just entered, you're going to have the pin message there. You're going to type ready to learn Mapeh for your attendance. The first students who have here for her attendance typing ready to learn Mapeh is Megan Angeline Ocol, followed by Charlize Sharamay Reforma, Eliza May Ojo, Julia Sabina Salcedo, Risha Sita Velasquez, sorry, Gabriel Angelo Soriano. We have here Eliza Cayabyab, Yvonne J. Bustamante, Carl Jan Tuco, Prince Perez, Denise Nicole Imata, Patricia Estil. We have John Emmanuel Naife, Iya Agustin. We have here Francis Cerilu Magnaye, John Patrick Naife, Marco Gabriel Caranto. We have here also Jaren Permejo, Julia Hannah Corpus. We have Francis Rafael Flor, Makara Egg Cassandra Marie. We have here also Rochelle Ann Makatangay, Junya Miloni Barsote or Bersalote. We have Ian Catereda, Catedrilia, sorry. We have here Charlie's Noel Lokias, Noel Patricia Sagun, and we are waiting for the others to come in. So please stand by, guys. Again, grade 9 Rizal, welcome to our live session for our lesson in health, tackling or discussing unintentional injuries. We are just waiting for the others to just come in. Again, for those who just come in for our live session, go directly to the live chat and type ready to learn Mapeh for your attendance. My terrific good day, Rizal, and happy learning. It's been Maestro Eson, or I'm your modulator for this live session, Sir Philip Ramos. Again, saying welcome to our live session. And enjoy learning and ready to embrace education in a new normal way. Just stand by for just a minute. We are going to begin with our session. Thank you.
Sound card sa tayo. Yan. Sound card. Pag-live. Dahil live na. Sa recording na. Yung regulator. Sound card yan.
Again, mega love shout out sa 34 learners from grade 9 Rizal. I hope that this 34 Mapeh learners that we have here now drop their message ready to learn Mapeh as their attendance. Again, I'm welcoming you all grade 9 Rizal in our live session. For today's learning session, we are going to have unintentional injuries. From the previous sessions that we have already hand in and you have already submitted performance tests, learning activities, written activities, which concerns on basics of first aid. We have also related video lessons for first aid, and you could be able to identify the following ways on how you are going uh, to render immediate care for those victims who needs care prior to um, further remediation for medication. Again, um, based on that lesson that we have, basics of first aid is very much important in order for us to apply, and also it is our responsibility to help, most especially uh, in times of emergencies. Prior knowledge also on basics of first aid is very much important because we could able to apply that for our family members and also as an aid for us to serve as self-medication. For the first part, we have unintentional injuries. When we say unintentional, it's not intended. So it is a mere fact that unintentional injuries is somewhat happen accidentally. Okay, so you could be able to do such a thing in order for you to render services, most especially on or in line with first aid. Will you type ready now, learners, my beloved learners here in our live session? Type, you are going to type now unintentional as a sign of participation if you are active in our chat box. Unintentional. Type unintentional, please. Let me check if you are. Ayan, so ready si ano. Ready na si Luyon. Ayan, followed by Miranda, Cathedrilia. Ayan, Ocol, Barcelote. We have also here Reforma, Emata, Magnaye, Datul, Corpus. Ayan, bilis nila. Soriano, Salcedo, Agustin, Makatangay. We have Macaraeg, Loquias, Sagun, Flor. We have Permejo. Also, Lianes, Bustamante, Caranto, Murillo, Pineza, Naife, Pamonag. Yung mga iba naglalagyata, Velasquez, Kayabyab. Ayan, nag-end kay Kayabyab. Ayan, na-plus naman dyan sa screen, guys. Kung sino yung mga talagang nagpa-participate dito. So, nagpa-flash dyan sa screen, guys. Ayan, so makikita naman ninyo. You cannot deny the fact. Ayan. So, I hope everybody is now ready to listen with the things that we are going to talk about here on unintentional injuries. Okay, now, give me one word to describe unintentional, guys. Just one word. No multiple submission of answers. Ha? Just one word. Give me things that is being described when we talk about unintentional. Yeah. Ano yung isang salita na naiuugnay sa unintentional? Once that you hear the word unintentional, what comes first to your mind in just one word, guys? Submit your answer now. Ayan. So, si Ian Cathedrilia, ayan. If you are listening when I stress it out unintentional kanina, ito ang talagang tamang sagot. Natumbok ninyo, guys. So, this only prove that you are listening and you are very much attentive. Congratulations. Grade 9 result. So, sabi dito ni Maria Celine Miranda, not intended. Tama ka naman. But specifically, it is an accident. Ayan. Unplanned. Another term is unplanned for Iya to steam. We have here another from Macaraeg, Cassandra Marie, unexpected, coincidental, coincidence. Very deep term for Luyun, Gillian Brand. Thank you for that. Coincidental, coincidence, unintended. Also for Junya Milon or Miloni Barcelote, unforeseen the unforeseen for Rachel and Makatangay, another term. Unexpected also for Charlize. Unintended for Risha Sita Velasquez. Unwanted, ayan, another term from Shem Jemuel Suarez. And unpremeditated, sorry for that, unpremeditated from Risa Sita Velasquez. Ayan. Apaka enhance yung vocabulary ninyo guys. So thank you for that. Are there any because in every term, in every assertion of information guys, mag-e-end ako. Okay? So let's have now the deeper side of the things what are intentional injuries. Um, if I remember it right, um, I have already enhanced you the video lesson that tackles on the um, complete topic more on first aid, the basic of first aid, followed by the unintentional to intentional injuries. So, na-include na rin yung mga ways on how you are going to apply bandages and as well as transporting victims. So, in this session, as I have said, we are going to tackle it um, more deeper and we are going to concentrate on unintentional injuries. So, if we are going to talk about unintentional, as you have said, it is merely an incident, okay, or an accident. So it's not unplanned. It's unplanned. It's as you have said, unwanted, unexpected, unforeseen. Okay. So the patterns of the risk factor of unintentional injuries compared to intentional injuries. So we have much depth in some sort of examination, most especially if we are going to come up with different patterns on how you are going to, okay, on how you are going to uh, extend immediate care for the victims. So all cases involving unintentional injuries now could be able to identify through surveys. Okay, there are primary surveys and secondary surveys. So in your hand-in written written activities, post activities, and as well as your completion activities on the related learning activity sheets that we have, you could be able to determine how those surveys are being applied. Okay. So if we are going to go deeper with the accidents versus intended acts, the bad side for this is nobody hasn't said that before when we do or we experience accidental causing problems. That's just the thing. That sometimes we harm ourselves or others unintentionally, and other times it's very much premeditated. Okay, determination is many times the choice that injuries have to decide upon meditation of or lack thereof in murder trial. So our lesson would force you to make such uh, tough decision, but nonetheless will confront some hard facts and statistics also about unintentional versus intentional injuries. For example, of it, this is all thanks of many statistics and as well as research that are being posted on media platforms that if we are going to have unintentional injuries, those are harmful acts, okay, that occurred without any intention of causing damage to oneself or others. So a large proportion of unintentional injuries occur in or around the home, and many of these injuries occur as a result of falls, like down the stairs, or when someone uses ladder to fix something. Other than the home, we all know bad things can happen in the dangerous outer space or outer world. And the most common places of unintentional injuries outside the home are streets, highways, and recreational areas. So now you think that accidents resulting in injuries are not all that bad. So yeah, you may fall and break a leg, but you'll survive. Well, not really. It turns out that unintentional injuries cause about two-thirds of all injuries. Okay, that would be result to death sometimes. So every single year, if you're going to have uh, to witness some of the news on televisions being put into headlines that more street accidents are most common unintentional injuries that might happen on streets or outside. Okay, so motor vehicles crashes, unintentional poisonings, suffocation, drowning, accidental firearm discharges, and burns are just some of the dangers that many of us face on day-to-day basis. Now, for such unintentional injuries that might happen outside or in our home, will you tell me one or give me one of your experience that consider as unintentional injuries that happen in your life and how you are going to have self-medication as a sort of a first aid. Now type in our live chat. Again, grade 9 result. Share to us or type your experience about unintentional injuries or accident that happen and how you are going to come up with self-medication. If not self-medication as a sort of first aid, who are those person who rescued you for that particular accident? Okay, begin. You can now submit your answers, guys.
When love comes in, ooh la la la, love comes in.
Okay, thank you for your submission, guys. As I go on your uh, submitted answers here, as I displayed on the screen, we have here, it catches my attention on every self-medication that you perform as a sort of first aid. On your own ways, you could be able to do such basics of first aid uh, that happen for your experience, unintentional or accident form as a sort of unintentional injuries. So, as Carl Jan Tuco, we have here my elbows and knees were wounded when I fell my bike from my bike while riding. With running water, I cleansed my wounds and it was decontaminated with betadine and wrapped with a bandage. Ayan. So in just that simple ways on how you're going to apply immediate care for your own wounds, that could be a greater help prior to some advanced ways on how you are going uh, to ask help for others. Okay? So ayan yung mga falls talaga yung mga nandito more often na na-experience natin accidentally. And also our breathing. As Jan Patrick Naife, I accidentally slipped backwards and I couldn't breathe. So I immediately breathed in and out to return my normal circulation of breathing. So kung alam natin yung mga ways, means and ways on how we are going to do simple things in our own way, it could be a greater help for us. Ayan. So sabi naman dito ni Erickson Murillo, when I was playing volleyball, my leg got cramp. Okay, yung mga cramps dyan, mid-air and the fall made it worse by adding sprain to my leg. My coach applied cold compress on it before going to the clinic. Ayan. So, uh, the aid of others that could be a great help for you also, most especially if there are people around you who are uh, who are ready to extend help and render first aid for you, then that's much better. From John Emmanuel Naife, I accidentally touched a hot kettle and I immediately washed it water, then applied a cold moisturizer. Yan. So again, that is another sort of self-medication. From Angelo Soriano, when I was riding a bike, ayan. Ayan kanina yung inano natin. Ayan, another same pala yung experience ni Soriano sa ni Carl John Tuco. Ayan. So sabi niya dito, when I was riding a bike, I accidentally fell and injured my elbows and knees, and I was wiped wounds with running water, disinfect it with betadine, and covered it with the band. From Payab, Alicia, I accidentally slipped backwards and sprained my left wrist. So my guardian took a piece of cloth and made into a sling to support my arm. When I got home, I put ice on my wrist and replaced the cast. Yeah. And from Maria Celine Miranda, accidentally stepped on a dustpan made of metal. I had cut on the side of my right foot. I immediately washed it with water and put the pan. Again, from Megan, Angeline Ockel, my brother tripped on the pavement a few weeks ago, and it was a large wound. At our house, we have an emergency kit. For cases like this, I immediately took it out and began treatment of the wound. So it is our own advantage, guys, that we, in our own simple way, we are ready having that medical kit, and we could easily get it and use it for such emergencies, just like what Megan Angeline did to his or to her brother. So from Iya, Agustin, dislocation of bone because ang sakit naman of bone because of sports, nurses, doctors, and people who are expert in the medical field. Ayan. So sila yung nag-administer. So for such dislocation of bone, guys, it is uh, uh, very critical condition na hindi natin na basta-basta hahawakan or i gagalawin. Okay? Kasi dislocation po yun. So, it's much better uh, to have an expert for that. Okay? To apply such care for those dislocation areas. From Marisha Sita Velasquez, I fell down the stairs and sprained my ankle. So my mother and I applied cold compress, then a hot compress. Ayan. From Rochelle Ann Makatangay, fall din the stairs, and I asked for help, and they helped me and got up carefully, applied cold compress. Ayan. Same experience with Velasquez. From Charlie's Reforma, I accidentally touched uh, hot surface before. Okay, same with the experience of yung kung sino yung nakahawak ng hot kettle kanina. Before I was cooking something and I immediately rinsed my hand in cold water in a few minutes and then I applied cream to lessen the pain of the burn. So may new comment tayo dito from Eliza May Oho. When I was training for archery, I accidentally released the bowstring too early. It causes a bruise on my left arm. Kasi metal yun eh. And my coach applied a cold compress on it. Okay? Shout out kay Oho. Ano pala natin ito? Athlete natin sa archery. And from Ian Caterilia, I wash my finger with running water. Immediately disinfect it with solution and cover it with bandage. Ano yung na-experience mong accident or unintentional injury, Ian? You immediately stated here the things that you do. Julia Sabina Salcedo, getting a first degree burn on my hand after touching a glue gun. Yeah, glue gun. Siyempre, mainit-init yun. This was being taken care by placing the hen in running water and this was done by myself. Yan. So another self-medication from Salcedo. From Januel, Januel Suarez naman wounds din sa kanya. So clean it to I clean my wounds first with clean water, then put a cloth and band-aid on it. From Junya Meloni Barcelote, my dad rescued me when I drowned in the falls a few years back. Ayan. Sa water activity naman kay Junya. From Francis Rafael Flor, burn naman yung accident niya. So what I did is that I cooled the burn area under cool but not cold running water and I also applied cool and wet compress until the pain eased. From Kate Luis Llanes naman, I was once burned with a hot pan. So my mom immediately cooled the burn with warm water and gave me painkillers. From Jaren Permejo, accidentally touched a hot pan. Ayan, another burn experience. I immediately applied a moisturizer and applied cold compress. Ayan. So for that, we have ayan. So it end up with Eliza. Ayan, I got my finger pusser. Ayan, coming from Ian Catitilla. So yung cuts niya, yun na yung continuation. I wash my finger with running water immediately. Disinfect and it with a pomidone iodine solution and cover it with bandage. Okay, so for that, it's nice to hear from you and to know also that in your own little way, guys, you could be able to apply self-medication on the unintentional accidents that you or injuries that you have experienced. Okay, so for that, this ends our discussion for today's live session of our lesson in unintentional injury. I hope that you learned something from our lesson for today. So again, thank you, and I hope that you enjoy learning Mapeh with us. Till next, till next of the learning session, guys. That's it for today. God bless everyone. Keep safe and stay healthy. Till next learning session, guys. Goodbye.